Since he began in 2010, Daniel could justifiably claim to be the most photographed person of all time. How? And one more time, since he began in 2010, Daniel could justifiably claim to be the most photographed person of all time. How?
Oh, I know, Ella, I think recently you said this. You're like, the best kind of correct is technically correct. And I feel like this is going to be a real, like, well, actually, I'm the most photographed.
You said since he began,
Yeah.
and then gave absolutely no context to that statement.
And then, yes, Tom, give us nothing.
Since he began existing? Since he began.
I do appreciate that I've just been called out in the manner of a drag queen who's just doing a really bad job. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I feel like modelling is a really obvious one when it comes to... I feel like that's too on the nose, you know? But it felt like since you began being photographed, it's an obvious one that I should say, because I'm sure people in the comments would be like, why didn't you say modelling? So
no, people in the comments will say, I knew this immediately. And that because that's what they say.
Yeah!
People in the comments will say, I love when Let's Learn Everything is on.
Yeah. Okay.
Ella, I do love the idea that begin means, is born. Like when someone's like, when did you begin? It's like, 1900. Is this like a stunt or like a...
Oh, I was going to say, is this a living, real person, or is this person in
That's a fair question.
Yeah.
It's always a fair question on Lateral, but in this case, yes, an actual living, identifiable person.
Okay, so I feel like we need to figure out what he began. Since he began...
I'll tell you what, if you solve that, you've got the whole question.
The most photographed person. Under what circumstances would you be excessively photographed? If you were a celebrity, obviously they're not
Daniel
famous
Day-Lewis.
enough. A model, like Caroline said, but
because my brain goes to like the thing with a model or like an advertising thing is that's almost more like your photo is redistributed versus like being photographed, right? And so my brain for like gets taken photographs of a lot is like a tourist attraction, right? So that's why it's like if Daniel was like the nickname for like the Leaning Tower of Pisa or something like that. But like, and also my brain goes
I like
to...
that the Leaning Tower of Pisa has a nickname like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel.
It's officially it's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. What do the locals call it? Dan. Do you want to go see Dan?
Hey, what's up, Dan? Still leaning?
When did Dan begin? Oh, 2010, started leaning. 2010.
That's also true, yeah.
Is it? So I think the fact it's 2010 kind of makes me think that it's like some kind of technology started at this time that needed someone to be really excessively photographed to make it work. Like some kind of 3D mapping of someone, for example.
I'm also wondering if this is even Daniel's face, or if this is a different part of Daniel's body that might have been photographed, like a hand
Daniel's
model
big
or
toe.
something like that. Yeah, you know.
Sorry. Oh, boy, that got me.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, is there some kind of, is it like, also, is photographed in the traditional sense, or is it some kind of imaging, like in a scientific sense?
You're getting big nods from Tom there,
Yes,
which is...
imaging is perhaps too technical a term, but if you're expecting this to be one photographer going click, 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 click with a shutter button, you'd be disappointed.
Okay. Part of me was like, this person has taken the most x-rays. They've taken 1 million x-rays.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm just thinking change the shutter speed.
Is this like some kind of medical photography thing that, you know?
No, it's not.
Caroline.
But Caroline.
You just said shutter speed. Oh my God, is it Dan of the Slow-Mo Guys?
Yes, it is, Tom. You are absolutely
Caroline.
right.
No, that was 100% Caroline.
That
so
was good.
Oh, we do know this Dan.
My goodness.
Wow.
For the audience who don't know this Dan, Tom, who is this Dan?
Dan is one of the duo of the Slow-Mo Guys, the duo with Gavin, who they take slow motion video of various things, and they've done a bunch of wonderful videos. And because the shutter speed on those is like like a million pictures or something like that in a second or something like that. Like and I know they like a 2-second video can take like a whole like terabyte because they're just taking that many pictures. Wow.
And Dan did famously begin in 2010 existence. So
oh, since they began.
The sort of grammatically elided bit there is since he began being photographed for this project.
yes,
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, and he could be captured, photographed, however you want to say it, up to 1.5 million frames per second.
Oh my god!
So-
I thought my 1 million guess was way off. That is so much. Wow.
Yeah. So even if you're someone who's got a camera pointed at you 24/7, there's probably still more frames been taken of Dan over the many, many, many slow-mo shots of all the footage that doesn't make it to air.
Wow.
Yes, this is Dan from the Slow-Mo Guys, the duo of Gavin and Dan, who have been posting slow-motion videos since 2010.
I can't believe Dan was actually a hint.
Just to be clear, why is it Dan and not Gav? Why is it not the other one of the Slow-Mo Guys?
Because Gavin's the one who operates the camera, I believe.
Yes, Gavin is usually behind the camera and Dan is usually having something fired at his face or falling into a swimming pool. Or these days, because he used to be in the army working with munitions, firing the gun.
Yeah.
He is often the one who has the qualifications to be able to do the stuff and also is willing to take a football to the face. The Lateral book is out now. Just click on the link to get your copy.